cabin.
Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back. It's Thursday. It's our usual content day, as you all well know. Just having some. We're breaching some etiquette here. I'm enjoying Quiet Nights by GLPs. This stuff, for those who might care to know, it's good stuff. I like it. It's kind of an English blend. There's the spiel about it if you care to read it, and pause the video if you can read that. I mean, it's a lot. And it's script. I know I'd need a magnifying glass to read it myself. But anyways, it's good stuff. I really enjoy it. And I'm smoking it in my pipe maker here. I'll just hold it up to the camera and you can maybe read some of the info there. Yeah. Anyways, it's a good pipe. Yeah. Well, it's early afternoon here in the Gem City, and we're burning a No.2 D-Light top lift. Yeah. And I'll bring this up to the camera so you can really get a load of it. Oh, it's a beautiful lantern, really. Really nice. Nice original. Mm-hmm. And I recently put that globe in there. Yeah. I did. Indeed. And I got that globe from one of the Tubular Lantern group members, Kevin Gentile. Anyway, he posted it up for sale for $20 plus shipping, and I'm like, okay, I'll buy it. Sounds good. It has scratches. It has some, obvious signs of cancer at some point, but it burns fine. And for $20, for something I can actually burn and not worry about, that means something to me. I've seen plenty of really nice examples of those globes go for more than I would ever want to pay for one. Mm. Now I get that amber is a rare color. Mm-hmm. This thing is giving me a hard time. Don't want to stay lit. Anyways, it's a hard color to find. It's popular because it's desirable. Yeah. But yeah, $20. Something that's not perfect, that I don't feel bad about burning. Absolutely worth it to me. So that's our supporting light, and I really actually like the Dietz top lift more than the Ham new style, which is funny to say because the Ham new style has that really neat stamping on the top with the light shining out of the lantern. It says new style or whatever, Ham's light. Yeah, Ham's light. It's really cool. It's a cool piece, and I had one and I sold it to a good friend of mine. Shout out to John Acreage if he's watching. But he has it now and he really likes it, so I'm happy about that. But this thing, I think I like the horizontal beads. I'm not crazy about the creases in the tubes, which I have plenty with that, but I like the earlier look of this because the CT Ham new style was right on the cusp of the last lanterns that CT Ham made. Mm-hmm. Before they had when they went out of business. Well, mainly because Charles' son, who was running the business after he passed on, he passed as well, so there was no heirs for the company. Mm-hmm. Something wrong there. Anyway, so that's what we're doing out here. We're burning that, and we have something to share. As you saw in the title card, I have another Monarch. Now, if you go back a number of videos, well, I guess further back than I want to actually admit to, but I picked up back in 18 or 19, a early Dietz Monarch, and it dates to about 1900 when they started making them. It was first generation, as they call those things. So I sold it either early this year or late last year. I'm drawing a blank. I think it was late last year. But anyway, I sold it, and it was a beautiful example. No rust, nice aged metal. pristine condition. Pristine. And I even had a marked No.0 tubular globe in it. So it was legitimate. I mean, I put the globe in there. The lantern actually came with a bull tubular globe, which was really nice because now that globe lives in my coffin corner bowl. But yeah, I started thinking, like, I kind of missed that lantern. And most of the ones I sell, I don't miss. I really don't. But there's always going to be a few that will be like, I should have kept that one. But hey, there's still plenty to be had out there. The stuff that I sell is not terribly too rare, so it's, I'll have another one, I'm sure, at some point. But anyways, Mark Stowers. Shout out to Mark. He posted a early Monarch for sale. And I was like, ooh, that might be a good chance to have another Monarch. Since I kind of regretted selling the first one, my last one anyways. I like having bookends. What I mean by that is a first generation and a last generation. Now, I have a blue 50s, 60s Monarch that I've had since I was 11 years old. Okay, it's not going anywhere. I've had it that long, and I'm keeping it because of the nostalgia of one of the early antique lanterns I actually bought when I was a child. Yeah. What's going on out there? Noises? No noises. Anyways, so yeah, that blue Monarch is sticking around. I've used it on camping trips when I was a tween. So yeah, it has a lot of history with me personally. So nothing's happening to it. But it was nice to have a first generation one to show the differences. Let's drop my match. Pay attention to me. But yeah, it was fun to have two extremes, first and last. Well, technically not the last. They still make the Monarch, but of course it's the 1920s tooling that they had prior to the Streamline. But anyhow, that's neither here or there. So yeah, the last, I guess, changes the Monarch ever received was the Streamline design, and that continued all the way into the 1960s, early 60s, and then they when they stopped making them in what was it? I think 60, 61, somewhere around there, when all the tubular manufacturing went to China or Hong Kong as it was at the time. Then they just stopped making the Monarch here in Syracuse. Well, not here, but there in Syracuse. Anyways, here in the United States. You get it. Rob, do you have enough coffee? No, not really. Quite a night. I'll tell you about that later. But anyhow, let's get this going again, and we'll share with you what I recently got. There. So, here we go. Bring it up to the bench. Yeah, there it is, friends. First generation Monarch. Have one again. Nice dark patina. A lot of dirt. Crap hanging off of it. Dusty. Looks like it was retrieved from the dark corner of someone's garage or barn. Yeah. Kind of cool. Has a red flash ruby globe. A ruby flash globe. Not red, ruby. Ruby red. I don't know. Anyways, like I said, don't pay attention to me today. I'm not making much sense. Anyhow, it's a nice piece. It's got some, little bit of... slow down, Smith. Jeez. It's got paint splatters. It's got signs of use. Definitely signs of use. It's been used. But the inside of the fountain is really clean. It's nice. So this thing was definitely kept indoors. It was not left out in the weather. It has really no dents, per se, and it's very straight. No leans, no bends, nothing. No solder failures. It's a very good piece. It's very solid. Mark Stowers posted a similar model. Identical, actually. It was painted, what was it? Gold? It had some worn gold paint on it. He posted it on one of the groups, and I was like, ooh, that's kind of cool. You still have it? And he's like, actually, I just sold it, but I have another one that's actually better. And so he sent me a picture of this one. And I'm like, ooh, Just went out again. Anyways, I was like, that's okay. That's cool. I like that. I like that. That's so we talked about price and it was very affordable, very affordable. And I said, yeah, well, I can't say no to that. And he's right here in the state. He's just Northern California, so shipping was nothing really. So it was great. So we closed the deal, and he shipped it down here, and I have it now. And it's I've been burning it here and there. It's a good lantern. Burns really well. It actually had a very old wick. And when I first got it, I tried burning it with the old wick, which is right here. Is this the old wick? This is the old wick. This is the wick that came in it. Yeah. There you go. Yeah, it looks like it's flipping you off, huh? It did flip me off. It looks like it was a wider wick and they cut it. They cut it at some point. See all the fraying on one edge there? Yeah, they cut it. So it was probably a 7/8 and they tried to hack it down to 5/8. But I did burn it for the first night when I tried it out, and it was burning okay. But it didn't burn very evenly. You know, the flame had a funny shape to it, but it was not smoking. It was burning normally. But I'm like, and I couldn't advance the wick up very high, or it was all getting clogged up in there. So I had to pull it out, put a fresh new 5/8 wick in it, and now it burns absolutely perfect. And I'll demonstrate. Now you'll see why I haven't cleaned this thing. All right, nice and smooth. Nice and smooth. That was a delayed reaction. There we go. There we go. All right. Cool, huh? I think so. Really like this. Quiet nights is very tasty. It's good any time of day. But late at night is my favorite time to enjoy it. But this thing, this is why I don't like cleaning some of my as-found pieces. Because it just looks neat. Globe is cloudy. I know it's really hard to pick up in the video, but at night you really see some cool things, some cool grimy patterns in the globe. I know I'm kind of crazy. I won't lie. I won't try to deceive anybody that I'm like a fully sane person. But I mean, as collectors, we have our little quirks, right? We have the things that we like and that attract us. And I don't know. I kind of like the as-found look of this for whatever reason. Sure, I have lanterns I've cleaned. You've seen me clean many. But this, I have this hanging out in the garage, and it just looks like it's been here since I moved here. It looks like it's been here longer than I've, since, I don't know when. I mean, the garage dates to the 40s, but this thing is definitely much earlier. It's 123 years old. But yeah, it's a great piece, and it just has this really nice kind of as-found look about it. You could almost say it's a Halloween lantern because of the cobwebs hanging off of it. I might remove those after Halloween. It definitely has a spooky look about it. But anyways, I like it. I'm not gonna lie. I really enjoy the way this looks. It's just neat. Yeah. And there's still spider webs on the inside of the globe. Yes, there's cobwebs inside the globe, and I burn it just as it is, and it burns fine. And the fact that there's none inside the air tubes, and this thing burns as well as it does, well, I mean, need I say more? But it's a dirty king, dirty old Monarch. Yeah. But it's all good. It's still a champion. I mean, it still burns great, and it does its job. Unlike this. Well, some things are harder than others, right? Yeah, this thing just does not want to stay lit. I should have let it dry out a little bit, as I usually do. But anyhow, yeah. So, that is a cool lantern, and I'm really happy to have another Monarch, or first generation Monarch, added to the collection. Didn't need it. I wanted it, though. That's for sure. So, there we go. Awesome stuff. What am I going to share next week? Well, we don't know yet. I have some other things I'm thinking of. Some other ideas of videos. And we'll figure it out. But hope you guys enjoyed this video. And I still enjoy making them for you guys. And let me just say this before I close out. I got a lot of positive feedback on my last video and how I addressed a problem with that Paul's No.2 live. Like when I was making the video, I corrected the problem, and I got a lot of feedback saying that they would, everyone wants to see more of that. They like the, watching the process of evaluation of how to address certain problems and that arise when lighting an antique lantern for the first time, and not knowing how to fix things like that. Well, luckily it doesn't happen as often as maybe it would be profitable, or maybe that it would benefit the channel. Now I've had some lanterns that did, do that ghosting flame thing right out of the gate, but some of them have not been so easy to correct. Sometimes it's a burner cone that's not fitting right. Sometimes it's it's something else that causes that problem. It's not always a clogged air tube. Sometimes the burner itself is bad, and you can't get it to not do that. Sometimes if the wick channel is wider at one end than the other, then it will cause the flame to go up on one side. There's a lot of different factors. As rugged and sturdy as these things can be, there's always going to be something that will make them not burn correctly. And, case in point, this thing is high on one end. Last time I burned it, it was perfectly fine. It was nice and straight. Now it's got some char on one side more than the other side, so it's rising up one bit. So now it's got a pompadour. It looks like Elvis. So now I have to trim it back flat, and then it will probably burn just fine. So with what I'm trying to get at here is, even though these things are pretty reliable and they burn great and they can be very dependable lanterns, you do have to do a little maintenance. And for the beginners, you want to invest in a good pair of scissors. I'll tell you that right now. Because if you don't have sharp scissors, you're not going to be cutting wick very well. And you want to keep those wicks trimmed, and this is why. I didn't really understand this for a while now. This is something I didn't really comprehend because I didn't burn my lanterns on a regular basis. So I'd take them out for a camp out or whatever, and they'd burn just fine, and then they were fine next time I burned them. But they only had that much char on them. So the wicks never really got charred, right? So, charred. Anyway, sorry. I was going to make a stupid Star Wars reference anyways. Don't pay attention to me. No. Just kidding. Please do. No. Will occur after many hours of burning. And if you start seeing a funky looking flame, if it's not burning as well as this or maybe other lanterns, nice wide flame with a kind of an even top, kind of like nice, tulip looking flame, if you will. You want to trim that wick. If you got more than 1/4 inch, maybe more of char on your wick, you're going to want to trim that off because you're not going to get a very good burn. You're going to have a weak flame and it won't be burning as efficiently. So you really do need to trim your wicks if you burn often. Okay? Very important. And you just pull out a good pair of scissors and just cut it straight across. You can probably dog ear it a little bit on the corners. Just cut a little off the edges on the corners there, and you're good to go. It's very simple. And then you'll have a good flame again. Yeah. And you're like, oh, there. Okay, that's better. So with that being said, take that into practice. It can't hurt. And you'll definitely have a better lantern experience, and your picnic or your camp out will definitely benefit for it. And if you have a power outage and you have these on deck ready to go for any kind of power failure, you're set. Absolutely. So Trim your wicks. It's important. Keep them in fighting trim. Awesome. All right, guys. Well, that's going to do it for me out here today. It's starting to get warm. So, yeah, it took a while getting there. But it's actually a pretty nice day, so it's not too hot. Well, just remember to like and subscribe. It doesn't cost anything to do any of those things if you like the content. And we're still on our way to 900, so hopefully we'll reach that 1,000 mark, and we'll have something to give away to a lucky subscriber. Okay? Take it easy, guys, and we'll talk more about that in the coming videos. All right? Have a great rest of your week and a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you again in a week's time. Bye-bye.